Hayato is an orphan that lost his life to savages and has become infected with a virus that grants him the greatest power in this world. When he was young, he watched a girl being torn apart in front of him by the savages and decided to suck the virus out of the girl. At school, he sees signs looking for him and dodges them using truck-kun to his advantage, a skill never seen before in an isekai. Girls realize it's him and begin cornering him, wanting a piece of him. He runs underneath them and goes to the school ceremony. Two girls arrive late, apologizing because they were trying to pick up Hayato. The student council president, Claire, tells them that this isn't a place for people who cannot follow the rules, and expels them on the spot. Hayato complains, telling her that this is unfair to expel these girls. She asks him if he objects to the expulsion, and he tells her that he does in front of everyone. He asks her to be lenient, but she decides that she will challenge him to a duel, and if he wins, then their expulsion will be reversed. Emil, a random person, comes up and gets on top of Hayato, hugging him and telling him that he is also a new student. They meet with Riita and her boyfriend, and Riita's boyfriend realizes they are very close. Emil says that he's just a guy, and that they're childhood friends. Emil agrees to help him train in his battle, and that he is confident Hayato will win in the battle. Hayato doesn't understand why Emil is so confident, but Emil tells him that he will get to meet the head of the school, and they go into her office. The director gives him his 100 and introduces savages. They are monsters that are attempting to destroy this world, and the 100 is an ability that responds to humans' wills and changes shape to aid in battle. She shows him what Claire uses, and that it's a dragon type. He takes his 100 and goes to an arena for practice. Emil is also wearing a suit and gets embarrassed, asking him what he's looking at. She then realizes she's a guy, and tells him to just get started with the battle. Emil tells him how to use his 100 by chanting 100 on. They get into battle positions and Hayato chants. A glaze of purple color begins to form around him along with metal following. His 100 is called the Flying Swallow, a cleaver type. Emil summons her 100 and white colors begin to warp around her. Blades fly around her, and they crash into battle immediately. She fires at him, but he blocks her fire with an energy barrier from his hand, not even realizing he just did that. Emil fires again, but Hayato disappears in a flash of speed. Emil tells him that she's come up with a plan, and that she will ride him hard until tomorrow morning.
What do you mean by that?
The next day, the battle is ready to begin, and plot is finally developing. Claire summons her 100. Green colors warp around her and her weapons are readied behind her back. Hayato summons his 100, and the announcer begins to count down from 10. Claire decides that she will not use her ultimate ability in this fight, as Hayato is just a beginner, and she would end the fight in a second. She says that she will gladly accept this handicap. Claire challenges him to show her how strong he is. The countdown finishes and Hayato rushes right away. For the most aggressive attack plan in all of anime, he gets on top of her and grabs her plot. That isn't enough, so he decides to squeeze the plot while he can.
Sensational.
He gets up and apologizes because he can't control his powers yet, and begins to attack him all out. He attempts to dodge, but she gives him a strong punch and kicks him off. She sends energy firing at him, but he uses his energy shield to block it. Hayato rushes in, parrying her energy attacks to get close, but is powerless against her. He readies his sword, getting in position, and launching into the sky to fire a ball of mana towards Claire. She, however, uses her 100 to block him, and summons a large energy attack towards him that sends him crashing down. Hayato doesn't give up yet, and Claire summons her Buster Cannon. She readies her greatest power, and Hayato feels a surge of energy inside of him. She tells him that this is the end, and fires her cannon towards him. In a blaze of speed, he destroys her cannon and launches an all-out assault towards Claire. She readies her cannon again and fires at point-blank range, but Hayato has unleashed his ultimate ability, a full-body armament. He rushes at blazing speeds towards her, ready to end her. She, however, unleashes her own full-body armament, and Hayato rushes one more time at her. She launches bullets, but Hayato blocks them until his barrier is penetrated. She readies her ultimate cannon once more. Hayato falls down, crashing into the ground. Hayato wakes up to the president, realizing that he lost and that Emil and the girls will be expelled. She tells him that she reversed the order of expelling them even though she lost, and asks him who he really is. He summoned a full-body armament and cornered the queen in just his first battle. Emil comes in and Claire leaves. Claire's assistant tells her not to be bothered that she resorted to using her full-body armament, but Claire doesn't care about that. She asks her if the plot development was what upset her, but Claire gets embarrassed. Hayato goes to his room and sees Emil is in a bath towel. Emil begins to destroy Hayato, and Hayato wakes up on Emil's lap. He gets up realizing he's in a guy's lap. Bro, how do these anime guys never know this is a girl? Emil tells him that they're roommates and begins to sew Hayato's clothes. Emil's finger is pricked and begins to bleed. Hayato has a flashback and begins to suck her finger. Hayato tells her that he doesn't want anyone to ever be hurt. Emil feeds him and asks him to go on a date together. They walk around the city but they notice that everyone is looking at them. They then take turns biting into their long creamy ice creams and swallowing it. They arrive at the ocean and realize that there are a lot of couples. Emil ignores this, however, and tells him that she wanted him to be able to see this view. His sister calls him and asks him about the duel and if he's currently with a girl, but he says that he isn't. She visits them in person, and Hayato's sister is suspicious, asking Emil if she wants to seduce her brother, but Emil says that she's a guy and wouldn't try to do that.
Are you sure about that?
They go to eat out, but Mrs. Giant Cannonballs decides to show up. Claire tells him that she wants his help with student council matters, and that she wants him to join Selections, a group of specialized students that go on missions to destroy savages across the world. Emil decides that she will also join, but they tell her that she doesn't meet the requirements. She decides that she will show them by force, and that she is ready to battle right now. She summons her 100 and gets into battle stance. The vice president summons her 100. Emil forms a sword from her 100 and clashes against her, and Claire wants to keep watching. However, they are interrupted with an alarm from savages. Hayato and Emil get into the control room and decide that they will develop a plan where the president leaves first to make sure that they enter the field safely. Hayato wants to help with the S-class boss, but they tell him that they have battled many of them before, and that it wouldn't be a problem. They deploy out of the plane into the field and begin their assault. All of them launch their 100s. One of them uses a chain to tie down the savage, and Claire uses her cannon to open up its core. The vice president rushes in with her spear, piercing down the core and ending it. Emil and Hayato jump off together and deploy their 100s. They hold each other's hands and fire down at the savage. Emil cuts off its arm, and Hayato gets ready to prepare another strike. Emil launches her arrow at him, exploding its core off. The student council begins to attack the savage, but are quickly sent crashing into the buildings and destroyed. Claire says that she will handle it alone, and summons her cannon and readies a blow. She fires with all her power, but the savage counterattacks and cancels her blowout. Claire runs out of energy and is about to die, but Hayato rushes in and saves her from her doom. He carries her away, but makes sure to get some plot development in exchange for saving her. Another blow is ready to destroy them, so they work together to put up an energy barrier to block off the enormous blow. They release their energy together at the same time to blast the energy away. Emil tries to attack away at the savage, but is cornered into defending the vice president. The savage rips apart Emil, and Hayato sees the scar from before. He realizes that Emil is actually Emilia, and screams out her name. Just before she is about to die, he uses his sword to block off the attack, and Emilia realizes that he has remembered her true identity. Hayato is crushed in place, and Emilia is about to die. However, his virus has activated once again, and his full-body armament has activated in a different form. He is angry, and rage is swelling inside of him. His energy overpowers the savage, and he begins clashing against its core. Violence overtakes him, and he launches a sphere of energy towards the savage, nearly killing one of the student council members. He is ready to launch all of his power, but Emil jumps towards him, kissing him. His virus begins to disappear, but she decides to keep engaging in this intense battle. She tells him that he should be able to channel all his energy now, and he activates his sword at its maximum power, slashing down at the energy burst of the savage, and annihilating it by slicing it in half. Claire comes in, realizing that Emil is actually a girl and that her name is Emilia. At home, Emilia explains to Hayato the truth about everything she knows. She tells him that there are variants in this world, and they are humans who are infected with the Savage virus. Emilia was infected with it when she was slashed, but since Hayato tried to save her, he took on the virus as well. She tells him that most people die from it, but they survived and were able to unlock an enormous ability because of their survival. He asks her why she pretended to be a guy, and she says that it's because she wanted to live with Hayato. She tells him that the virus activates whenever you're on the verge of death, but that it can be controlled with training eventually. He gets up to make tea, but the virus activates and he falls onto her. She realizes that it's the virus taking over and engages in an intense battle once again. She tells him this is the way to treat the virus, and they are about to kiss again. And Hayato gets up and trips and falls on the president.
Sensational.
If you made it to this part of the video, you're my real fan. Just know that I love you, and that you don't have to comment anything for this video because you watching is more than enough, and I truly appreciate you. Shower plot develops with a new character called Sakura, and it is revealed that she needs a bodyguard. Hayato is training with Riita and her boyfriend. He falls into the enemy's trap and realizes there's still a gun that can destroy him. In the last moment, he activates his full body armament and controls his virus to end the battle. Claire calls for Hayato, telling him that he will now be serving as a bodyguard for Sakura. She tells him that she needs to be protected as the savages are still running around the town. She asks him if there's anything he wants, and he goes to see his sister, telling her that he will be Sakura's bodyguard, and this excites her because she loves Sakura. Hayato tells her that he got her a ticket for the concert from the president, and Hayato's sister thinks that the president is nice after all. She tells him that she opened a fortune for him, and that he should be careful of women in water. She asks him to get her Sakura's autograph. He walks around the city and sees all the attention that Sakura gets. In the car ride, he wonders why she wanted him to be her bodyguard. She asks him if he has a favorite song of hers, but he tells her he doesn't listen to much music. He tells her that his sister actually loves her music, and she tells him that he can relax and be more friendly with her. At the hotel, he enters the room, but she seems skeptical. She tells him that he isn't acting like a bodyguard. She wonders if he's really Hayato, but he tells her that he's just never been a bodyguard before. She closes the door behind him and is glad she finally got some alone time with him. She turns around and asks him to get married. She shows him the video of him destroying the savage, and this made her interested in him. She calls him awkward, but that he's very cute. She's confused how he isn't flustered by this, and worries that he might have another girlfriend. He tries to ignore it, and she reveals her true motive behind this. The media would love to hear the diva of the world being married to the genius slayer. He tells her that he agrees. He tells her to kiss him to seal the deal, but this flusters her and she decides to go into the bathroom and stop teasing him. Shower plot part 2. Hayato hears her singing the same song his sister would sing in the shower. After the shower, she tells him that she will show him her outfit. She reveals her plot-driven outfit and activates her 100, and he sees her flying around the sky. Later on, he goes home to take a bath and sees that Emilia is in there, but she tells him that she would like a piece of his plot.
What do you mean by that?
They get into the bath together and things escalate quickly. In the distance, 3 slayers infected with the virus appear, and they are planning to destroy the entire school. The next day, Hayato goes to the Grand Canyon with Sakura, and he realizes that she's singing the same song as his sister. She reveals that she's never sung this song before, and has only sung it to 2 people when she was young. She realizes that those 2 people were Hayato and his sister, and Hayato was the one who encouraged her to keep going with her singing career because he complimented her singing. They go on a bus ride together but are ambushed by a savage. The savage readies his blow and is ready to kill them. Will Sakura and Hayato survive? And who are those 3 enemies lurking in the distance? If you want a part 2 of this anime, make sure you blow up the likes and comments section. Till next time.